Hello and welcome to today's video. Today, we are going to be trying out one of the newest cars in Gran Turismo right here. It's the Genesis X Gran Berlinetta VGT concept. This car's got 869 horsepower. Nice. Alright, let's see how it drives. We're here at Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya. Of course, Formula One track for at least a few more years. Very unfortunate to see this track go away to be replaced by Madrid, but that's what Formula One's doing. So we're not going to have any racetracks left. It's all just going to be straight circuits. But on to the main focus of the episode, this Genesis. So this year was actually, if you picked some drivers for some tournament or watched 2 seconds of a live stream or something, you unlocked this car for free. It is normally $1 million in the game, just like all the VGT cars are. Now I wanted to test this one specifically because I've raced a lot of Genesis cars, or in Gran Turismo Sport the Hyundai Genesis, before they kind of split the Genesis into its own car. Which, again, the Genesis was the fancy Hyundai car. So, it's the same brand. This is their fancier model, and they made it its own car. So, this is the VGT Genesis, and I mean, just look at it. It looks pretty cool, especially the front of it. I like it. It definitely has the Genesis front to it, and I like that all the white that you see on the front is the headlights. That's very, very cool. The back of it kind of looks like a, I don't know, a weird car from early 2000s concept car, if I'm honest. Not the biggest fan of the back, though I do like the brake lights being those two lines and how it goes around the entire car. Overall, the side of it, the front of it, definitely a fan of it. See how it handles the track here. One change that... Okay, my HomePod thought I was talking to it. One change that I made, though, from looking at the previous episode that we did, where we had the Ferrari 458, and also a few episodes ago with the Mercedes McLaren SLR. And a lot of those cars were tested with street tires. And I felt that didn't give an accurate representation of how the car may perform on a racetrack. So, my plan from now on, every car that gets tested, I will go in and buy the racing soft tires to get a better feel for how the car would perform on a racetrack, like we're trying here, because that's what this is about, is how good is the car on a racetrack, how well does it perform in that scenario. Only change that I've made to this car is the tires. Everything else is the same. I braked a little early for that one, because, oh my god, this is an interesting car to drive, for sure. Through the corners here, can we see the interior? I indicated. There we go. This is the interior. Holy hell. So, looking at the interior, I mean, you got this interesting wheel. This is kind of the way that a lot of cars have gone with wheels these days. It has a more... It does look like an F1 car wheel. A lot of electric cars have this type of wheel. Kind of like a Tesla thing. A lot of other car companies kind of adapted that. But it definitely has a Formula One style feel to the wheel. And this giant screen, I mean, does this go the whole way? I don't want to crash when I look around. It does. It goes to the whole car. Interesting. So that's just a giant rear view mirror screen. I don't know if you need that much. It's honestly kind of distracting. As I said, I drive off the track. it is a little bit distracting to look in the rearview mirror as you're driving by because it's just so big. It's not like a little mirror at the top or anything. To have a giant screen behind your steering wheel is very, very strange. I don't know how I feel about it. I think maybe in a situation if you're driving those other cars on the track, maybe it's going to feel a little bit different, but for me, just looking at it, ooh, we're sliding off over here. It is just a little distracting. Alright, looking at the rest of the car though, how does it perform around the track? It feels quick. It definitely feels quick around the track. I think in some of these corners I'm a little hesitant to really throw it into the corner. I think it a little bit heavy. So it's heavy. It doesn't really look like it has the most downforce. I mean, there's no wing, no active arrow on it, anything like that in that spot of your car. So it feels like, I mean, this corner, I gotta wait a little bit to get back on the power, a little bit more than I may want to. Braking for this corner feels like it's good. I could have probably braked a little bit later. If I want to get right on that curb though, might have been a perfect time. Here we go, good braking for this corner. Got on the power too early, car wanted to push wide. Understandable, here we go. Let's see what it does through here. Yeah, again, too early on the power, car wants to push. So you got to drive it a little bit differently. But again, that's some of these cars that aren't the GT3 cars or GR3 cars in this. That definitely feels like they want to push a little bit more in the corners. This car wants to slide in that bit. And here we go, again pushing wide. The car just wants to keep going wide. Around the track here one more time. Wants to push in this section. Should be a slightly faster lap. Definitely lost a little bit of time there. Alright, speaking of time, let's take this car to Daytona. Here we are, Daytona. Let's check our ranking board. The previous VGT car that we've done an episode on is the Lambo V12 Vision Gran Turismo. This has a little bit more PP than that car does, but I think that that's going to be a faster car overall around the track. But I wouldn't be surprised if this car is about third on the timing sheet. So let's see what we get here with our Genesis X Grand Berlinetta VGT concept. Let's take this car around Daytona. Okay, we may be looking at a higher VGT speed than I thought. This thing's hitting Lambo V12 speed. When we accelerated into that corner, I felt it right away. I was like, okay, no, we're hitting Lambo V12 speed. There's no way we're not. This thing could set a very quick time if it can get through these corner sections well. I don't know the comparative time to the Lambo V12. It's been a little bit in between those videos, so I don't have like a accurate representation. That's going to be a crash, and we're going to have to reset the lap. Normally I don't want to go through and reset the laps, but in a case like that where it's completely off the track, I will reset it. If I mess up a corner, I mess up a corner, and that's the car. But that there was, you know, if the car slides through a corner a little bit, but if I completely miss the first turn or slide into the grass, I will reset it. Alright, so that is a characteristic of this car. It doesn't seem to want to take these corners too well, too nicely, but we are making it work through this bit of the track. Looking good. Looking good. Alright, this bit's a bit narrow here at Daytona. This bit of the track does want to make you make a mistake. As I did the first time through. The car a little twitchy there. But we're still good here. On the brakes, get close to the curbing there. Push wide. We're going to go over the curb a little bit. Cut in as low as possible and then back onto the banking here at Daytona. Going once again. Recently got announced this whole back straight area is going to be paved. This bit of the track already has been paved, and now this grass part there, that will be paved coming up after the Daytona 500. So, bit unfortunate there. Grass is very cool at Daytona, but that's how it is at racetracks these days. Here we go. What's the time going to be? Oh my god, it's going to absolutely destroy the lap time. 1:38 was the lap time for the Lambo V12. This had a 1:33. Oh my god. That's insane. I didn't think anything would beat that Lambo V12 time, and not only did it beat it, it absolutely crushed it. That is insane. Absolutely insane lap time from the Genesis X Gran Berlinetta Vision Gran Turismo concept. Wow. Insane. Alright, that's going to do it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the next one.